We meet usually before dawn. The students were all there when I got there, and I got there 20 minutes early.
And we got to travel on the bus. It's a great time. I mean, getting up early and everything, seeing everybody. Everybody's excited to get out.
And the bus comes in, and it's quite majestic. It just screams East Carolina University everywhere it goes.
This program takes students across the globe every year. Right now, we're in Atlanta, and we've had students in New York recently, Bermuda, and we even have a trip to London planned.
It's quite an occasion to launch on one of these trips.
I didn't go to a lot of fancy dinners. I never stayed at a fancy hotel when I was growing up, and a lot of our students didn't do that as well. So they're going to be meeting with, eating with, speaking with industry professionals who've been doing this for 20 and 30 years sometimes. So it's very important that they learn how to eat dinner at a nice restaurant, and it's not about embarrassing themselves, it's really just about presenting themselves well.
I think it's so important to give them dining etiquette practice and exposure to a white tablecloth environment and McDonald's. I mean, there's a wide range of places to eat in the world, and I want them to be comfortable in all of them.
You need to understand how the table's set, what to expect when it comes to dining. It's the standard. And that's how you'll see it at every high-end restaurant you go to. So when you learn the standard, you know what to expect.
As a college kid, eating with GIS is the best I eat all year. I've eaten beachfront at seafood restaurants, downtown steakhouses, and even up in skyscrapers having brunch.
My favorite part of this trip so far has definitely been the dinner with Dave Leonard.
I think they have a healthy level of nervousness and anticipation, but they also know that they're ready to do this.
Like, I was a little nervous, but like at this point I'm kind of used to it because of all the different opportunities we've had to eat and speak to different industry professionals.
When you've got a student looking up at a CEO, they need to also appreciate the fact that CEO is looking at them as a valuable addition to their company.
When you're in the insurance industry, a big part of what you do, no matter where you are, is dining and entertainment. It's important to be able to eat at a nice setting with people, hold a conversation, and that's part of what we do. We go to great restaurants, we have good conversations, and it's fun for us, but it's also a learning experience for the students. So every semester we have an etiquette dinner, and we have a great etiquette coach who's on the ECU faculty that comes in and teaches them, how do you eat soup politely at a restaurant? How do you eat chicken on the bone with a knife and a fork? How do you eat spaghetti? Really simple stuff, but good things to know if you don't know how to do it.
My first etiquette dinner, we had to eat an olive with a pit in it, and I hate olives. Least favorite food, and but I sat down, I'm like, I have to eat it.
I have a support system with me, so if I need help, like I don't understand what's going on, I can ask one of the professors or a student who's already been through it.
When you're interviewing for a job, a lot of your prospective employers are going to take you out for lunch or dinner, and they're going to look and see how your etiquette is. Because if they hire you, you are going to have to go to professional dinners. You need to know how to carry on a conversation. You need to know how to ask the right questions, how to give the correct answers.
How many people can say they've got to meet with somebody who was a president of a company that went to ECU and have like a real conversation, have him actually know your name and get to know you and like be so excited about getting to know you.
He's happy to see you. He's happy to have a conversation with you and see what you think and what your perspective is.
It was very inspiring to sit next to someone that successful and hear his advice, and definitely motivated me to work a little bit harder and showed me what may be possible in this industry.
He offered a lot of insightful advice and a lot of eye-opening experiences into the world of insurance and everything that the insurance world can offer you. And then also the dinner was it was a great dinner. Kind of the first really fancy dinner I've been to.
Guys in particular, most of them who go buy a new suit don't know to cut the little vent stitches out. I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker in most job settings if you're interviewing college students. But we get to grab them first and go, okay, you cut this off, you take this out, and this is what makes you look better and more professional. If I don't go places with them and take them places where they need to wear a suit, how am I ever going to tell them to cut those threads out of that jacket? Our students need to be comfortable around people that they might otherwise be uncomfortable around, like CEOs, vice presidents, people that are in the positions that they aspire to achieve but that they haven't yet. So for our students to have the exposure to these high-level executives and have a one-on-one conversation with them is so important for their professional polish and for building their self-confidence.
My favorite part of this trip was meeting with RSUI and all the chief executive officers of their company.
We were up in their fancy office, and although they're leaders of our industry, it really was a casual event.
Now, why do we go on these trips? They're not just to have fun. We're there working. We meet with brokers. We learn the industry.
It's rare for a college student to meet the chief executive officer of a major insurance company, and yet our group met the CEO, the COO, the chief financial officer, chief underwriting officer, and many more executives of a top multi-billion-dollar insurance company. And I can't imagine too many opportunities like that, especially at a junior point in your career. So it's a launching point for these students.
The higher ups in this industry are excited to have us. They don't see us as competition. They are welcoming us with open arms.
Hearing all the stories of all the people from RSUI, all of them gave us kind of a rundown of their history and how they got to those positions that they're in.
With all the individuals they have us meet, different levels on the corporate ladder, you can talk to them one-on-one, find them on LinkedIn, send them emails. That really gives you kind of a stepping stone up when you find a place to work.
Connecting with them on LinkedIn and having them message me and be like, thank you so much for coming. That would never happen outside of this program. You're able to build those connections so that when my resume does come, they say, hey, send me your resume. They have it on file, like they're ready to hire.
I have so many contacts in my phone, LinkedIn, because of this program. I've met so many people, and I've now received an internship because of this program.
This program has changed my life. I really don't know where I would be without it. I feel like I've gotten so much professional and personal development.
Those executives and the senior people in these companies want to bring these students in, want to see them succeed, and it creates opportunities for them.
I think that's a really important skill that successful executives have, is the ability to relate to all different kinds of people. I want to teach my students that you treat the bus driver the way you treat the maitre d', the way you treat the CEO. You show everybody respect and appreciation so that it becomes a habit and not something they have to learn later.
My favorite part of this trip has certainly been the visit to the insurance companies. So RSUI in the morning, Amwins in the afternoon. I loved the opportunity to get in-depth questions and answers with top-level people at these companies.
We get to network with VPs, CEOs, and even just like trainees. So you get to see people at all levels.
I expected like more strictness in how they acted or how we were supposed to treat them, but it was very relaxed and comfortable.
It's a great experience, and what I've learned is that all of them, from the interns to the top, they're all like very down to earth. Like none of them are like the cocky type. You can have a down to earth conversation with them.
This trip has allowed me to sit with professionals at every level of the industry, as well as leaders of the industry who I definitely would not have been able to sit with if I weren't a part of GIS.
So like with Amwins, the community seemed really like tight-knit, and like you're in your team, you guys are working towards one goal. You've always got support around you while you're actually in the careers. And it seemed like everybody we talked to loved that about it. It's a great community to be with. And I'm already seeing that just inside of the program. Like all of us in this program, we come on these trips to learn as much as we can and to really see what our future can be like.
You could tell that the interns were very new to it, like us, and within 5 years, they come out experienced.
One of the phrases we heard from an insurance professional in this trip is, this is a great industry to get rich slow. There's opportunities to provide for yourself and your family, but you have to get in, you have to work, you have to earn it. And those people that did want to give back. They want to pull these people up with them.
They put in the work, but they also have fun. They also go out with their friends. They go to golf tournaments. They take their clients out to trips, national championship games.
They talk about how you need integrity, how you need to be diligent, resilient, how you need to push through. They really want you to know that just be yourself, but also put in the work.
Watching those networks build, I know how important my network has been to me. helping them get started building theirs is very satisfying.
Students are meeting industry professionals. They're making connections that will hopefully last, in some cases for their entire career.
With these trips, then you come back into the classroom. And then when we're going over the coverages, when we're going over the way the industry operates, when we go over market operations, you don't just see it in a book, you've seen it in real life now.
I love the sense of belonging it has. Like, I've created friendships with pretty much everyone in the program and all the professors, and we're like a small, tight-knit family.
Every single student that I've had in the 12 years I've been at East Carolina University, if they want a job when they graduate, we have them a job. Now, you have to get your own job, but we can sure get the contact up there and we can get you sitting on top of the list. Our major is a fun major. We learn a lot, we work hard, there's no question about it. It's a very technical business. But the more you learn, the more you enjoy it, and the more fun that you'll have in this business. And we do have a very good time once you get into it, and once it gets into your blood, it's just there.
Dr. Wells will never let you leave hungry. She makes sure that we are fed well. Every single night it's an experience, whether it's a steakhouse or Pappasito's or, anywhere that we go, she makes sure that we are fed well and that we get to experience everything.
This has been the best food I've had in my life. And it's important because these are the exact type of dinners you'll have with your boss, your co-workers. So it's important to get used to it.
You get to learn how to dine at all levels, which I think is really important because not a lot of people have those skills, especially coming out of college when all we're eating is pretty much like ramen and like takeout.
What's not to love about those kind of travel experiences? I think they're very important. And most students who get out of the program who don't participate in those things, a lot of them will come back and say, I wish I'd have done that. I wish I'd have been more involved.
This doesn't just stop once we graduate. These are things that we get to continue throughout our careers. We get to go and travel and meet with people. You work hard so that you can go and hang out with other people in the industry that love what we do. I mean, you talk to them for, any amount of time and they'll tell you they've never had a boring day in their life. Like, they love to be in this industry because every day's different and you get to just experience so many different aspects of life.
They had a Chinese flavor that tasted like barbecue sauce. That really threw me off because I didn't want to try carbonated barbecue sauce.
Nobody in business school is in there for altruism. People want to make money, and most people do. It's how we survive. So I like to see a comfortable lifestyle. No, you're not going to have the car you want in the first 5 years out of school, but you can certainly have some nice shoes. You can have a nice social life. You can have good vacations. And I'll tell you this, you will get out what you put into it.
I certainly feel that it's a very valuable field. It's a great opportunity for students to create a good life for themselves and their families. It's a stable industry and one that they'll be able to work in for a long time. This is an opportunity for students to change the course of their lives and move into an industry that does good for people all over the world.
I love hearing from past students, but I've never had anybody come back and say, you were wrong about that hard work thing.
In college, you learn just as much outside the classroom as you do in the classroom. And our job is to make sure that when you graduate, you don't just have book sense, you just don't have book learning, that you have a complete education, or at least as much as we can do for the short period of time that we have you.
Dr. Wells, Dr. Poozer, and Professor Fickling are the best mentors ever. I know that once I graduate, all I have to do is text or call, and they would be there.
Travel is very easy with this group. It's very low stress, whether we're on buses, whether we're on planes. We feel like a family in this program. And
I feel like that's when we bond as students. I had no idea any of the students before I went on my first trip, and I walked out with so many friends.
What excites me is all the relationships that I'm going to be able to build and just the people I'm going to meet.
It's kind of given me a lot more inspiration to work hard in school.
It's fun to watch them sort of absorb all of the things that we expose them to on a trip, from Buc-ee's to the Four Seasons we've done it all, and there was a lesson in every destination that we've gone to.
On behalf of all the faculty and students from the East Carolina University Risk Management Insurance Program, we want to thank our sponsors, the Spencer Foundation and the Wholesale and Specialty Insurance Association. Thank you for making this trip possible.
Working with the students is just absolutely tremendous. These guys are bright, they're aggressive, they're wanting to achieve things in life, and if I can help them and mentor them in any way whatsoever, to give them a heads up, to get them a step ahead in this industry, that's what my job is here at East Carolina.